They're bulky, heavy, focus slower, have outdated imaging technology, shoot lower quality video, and Canon and Nikon are no longer manufacturing them. So are DSLR cameras still relevant in 2024? In this video, I'm going to share my opinion on this, and the answer may shock you. Don't go away. Hi, I'm Barry from Photographer's Freedom. Now, firstly, you might be wondering why I'm shooting this video in my car today. The answer to that is it's very hot and humid here on the mid-north coast of New South Wales, and our home does not have air conditioning. So I'm getting outside into the car in air-conditioned comfort to shoot the video for you today. Here on my channel, I do photography tutorials on the Nikon D5200 and D3500 and similar older Nikon DSLR cameras. Now, this may tip you off to the answer to the question I'm posing in this video, but stick around because the reasons for my answers may help you decide what camera to buy in 2024. Are DSLR cameras still relevant in 2024? Absolutely. Here are some reasons why. Firstly, they're a cheap option for beginners to get into DSLR photography. Last year, I bought my Nikon D3500 for just 450 Australian dollars. This is a great entry-level DSLR for a beginner. It came with this 18 to 55mm lens, an SD card, 2 batteries, and this strap. You can find some mirrorless camera deals like this, but you will pay a little bit more. If you can find a decent DSLR with a low shutter count, you can start your DSLR photography journey for just a few $100s. Reason number 2, there are a wide range of lenses available for DSLR cameras. You are spoilt for choice when it comes to lenses for your DSLR camera. They have been around for decades longer than mirrorless cameras, therefore have a larger variety of lens options available. Though many camera companies are improving their mirrorless lens arsenal, you still have a plethora of lenses available for your DSLR camera. Reason number 3, better battery life. DSLR cameras have much better battery life than mirrorless cameras. This is because the electronic viewfinders in mirrorless cameras use a lot more power. You can shoot for much longer with your DSLR than you can with the latest mirrorless creation. Reason number 4, the viewfinders in DSLRs are better. Getting back to the electronic viewfinders in mirrorless cameras, when you look through the viewfinder of your DSLR, you are seeing the real world. When you look through a mirrorless camera viewfinder, you are seeing a digital rendition of the real world. And a lot of mirrorless camera viewfinders suffer from lag when you're shooting at high frame rates. This means that what you are seeing through the viewfinder is not exactly what is happening in front of your camera at that precise moment. DSLR viewfinders for the win. Reason number 5, they are less susceptible to dust. A very frustrating thing about mirrorless cameras is how easily dust can get onto the sensor. When you take the lens off a mirrorless camera, bam, there's the sensor all exposed to the elements. The sensor of a mirrored DSLR is protected behind the shutter and a mirror, and therefore is less likely to get all dusted up. Reason number 6, mirrored DSLRs are bulky and heavy, but I think this is a good thing. When I first got my Sony a6400 mirrorless, I picked it up and I thought, you must be kidding me, right? This is a toy camera. It was so small and light in my hands, and it took me such a long time to get used to having such a small light camera in my hands. It felt like a point and shoot camera, not a DSLR. I still prefer the feel of the heaviness and the bulkiness of my DSLR in my hands. I feel like I've got a better grip on it and I have more control over the camera. Being heavy is a good thing. Reason number 7, they are better with telephoto lenses. When you put a long lens onto a heavy DSLR camera, it just balances better. With my Sony 200 to 600mm lens on the a6400, all the weight is forward because the camera is so light. If you attach the same size lens to a heavy DSLR camera, the weight is just better distributed. Yes, it's heavier overall, but you get a better balance and it feels better in your hands. Reason number 8, the pros still use them. According to ShotKit.com, 36% of pro photographers still use DSLR cameras. Now, of course, this means that 64% of them use mirrorless cameras, but if they're still using DSLRs, they must be producing good results. If the pros are using them, they're still relevant. Reason number 9 is personal preference. All of the reasons I've given so far are great proof that DSLRs are still relevant in 2024. However, all those reasons are irrelevant. If you enjoy the feel and function of a DSLR in your hands, if it fits your budget, if it has great lens options that you like, if it takes great photos that you are happy with, then it's relevant to you, and that's all that matters. There are things that I like about my mirrorless camera and there are things that I don't like about it. The same goes for my DSLRs, but they're still part of my kit and I think they always will be. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Are you old school like me and still mess around with heavy outdated DSLRs, or are you a mirrorless convert? I'd love to know your thoughts. Until next time, I'm Barry from Photographer's Freedom. Get out there, take some wicked shots with whatever camera you like to use, and I will see you next time.